Good morning, Dark Sunnians. So it looked like I had lost my microphone on the day 15 set. It's charged now. I should make it through if I grab the right one. So we're on day 16. All right. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye shall judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote of thine eye, and behold, the beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote of thy brother's eye. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For every one that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father, which is in heaven, give good things to them that ask him? Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, For he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you. We all do this because we all have our own way of doing things. In your heart, if you begin there, if you're not judging in your heart, you will not do the next thing. All right, so don't judge in your heart. You may look at what's going on and try to understand it so that your brain can wrap yourself around it. And you can, of course, use whatever's going on to determine your future interactions with that individual or group. However, you should not judge, because the same measure of judgment will be measured out against you. I also kind of take this as be merciful and understanding. Each one of us is in our own refinement period where we're trying to form ourselves into a better being. So, as we do that, we're going to have different measures of how our success is going. And inwardly, we're the only ones that know, really. All right, the next one is about hypocrisy. It goes along with the judgment. Don't judge. It's going to be judged back to you in the same way. And now this one's saying, don't be a hypocrite. When it comes to your interactions with man, don't be pointing out a splinter, a mote in your brother's lifestyle. All right. Don't be pointing out their little sins. And you still got your own sins that you're working on. It's don't be a hypocrite. First you need to take care of your own sin, and then by that position you are able to say, I can help you. And you'll find that after you've got the beam out of your own eye, it's a lot easier because it's not judgmental at that point. I don't stand before you a hypocrite. I stand before you one that has had his own problems and found a solution. And is there any way I can help you with what's going on? Did you realize that you're coming across this way, or that this action is perceived in this manner? All right. Now, the next one, it says, give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. So I have heard by wiser men saying that this verse is saying sometimes there's no point in telling somebody something because they can't even perceive its value or worth and will not act upon the advice. And it's also been interpreted not to be wasting your time with people that are beneath you, such as unholy people, or in this case, he calls them dogs. So don't waste your time with people that aren't going to take value in what you're telling them, and don't give too much information to people that might turn their back on you or turn and attack you. Now, this next one is my favorite, but I would say it's the purpose of your heart when doing these things. But ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. All right, so when I was growing up in the Methodist church that my grandparents went to, this was actually up above where the pastor was, on the back of the alcove. And it makes a lot of sense because it's talking about boldness, talking about courage. It's talking about curiosity. It's talking about a feeling of accomplishment. I'm telling you, I pondered these words for years, sitting there watching the preacher and just seeing these words up there. Ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. I have used every one of these in my life, and I have made a conscious determination of my mind, and then took that into prayer and said, Lord, this particular thing I am asking for. If it's within your will, can you help this situation to work out amicably when I go to request this or whatnot? And it's worked out. Seek and ye shall find. This one is my absolute favorite because there have been times I'm kind of disorganized. So there's times when I'm looking for something and you're under a time hack and you're panicking because you can't find it. The water's running all over the floor. You got to find the whatever it was. I've literally been in that mode before, seeking for an object, literally an object. And I hit my knees so hard I slid a little bit as I leapt into prayer. And the reason why I tell that story is as I was praying, the way it worked for me, whether it be the focus of my subconscious mind or it was God helping me directly, it didn't matter. The outcome was what I was looking for. And I can only attribute it to God at this point. But as I was praying, and literally while I was saying, Lord, you understand the circumstances I am in this moment, I seek this. I forget what it was the last time. The very first time it was a screwdriver. Last time I think it was a cap. And as I'm saying that, I see in my mind, I see actions I had performed while looking for them earlier. And in these actions I had performed while looking for them earlier, I made a determination that while my search was thorough, my search had not considered the size of the object I was looking for when I had finger checked a few Food Lion bags or Lowe's bags or whatever it was in. So in my mind's eye, I saw me not having lifted the final bag all the way to the point where gravity would have shown the cap. So after I was done praying, because I don't feel like it's cool to go to God like a text message, you got to spend some time there. It's not appropriate to ask him to concentrate a portion of his time to your needs without, the being polite. I mean, he's God, he's there with us all the time. And yes, he's a power source, but, he's our creator. So you got to do it with some deference and humility. And I think that's what seek and ye shall find means. If you're seeking after God, you will find him. He's right there. And we'll go into the works as proof later, All right, knock and it shall be opened unto you. So this one, I can only see it as spiritually the kingdom of heaven. I can't think of anything else that it refers to. I've had instances in my life where I have literally been about to knock somewhere, and this, from my childhood, those words up on the wall at the church would come into my head. So I don't know about that one, but it could be the kingdom of God. It could mean worldly. It could mean both. But it says, for everyone that seeketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son ask for bread, will he give him a stone? See, we're back to asking, and it's indicating this relationship with God because we're back to a reference of God loves you like your children, which Paul will talk about later in the Bible. Or if he asks a fish, will he give him a serpent? Why would God give you the opposite of what you wanted or what you asked for? If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Try to stay in God's will when you're thinking about things you're going to ask or seek or knock for. All right. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's what this is, the golden rule. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Look, that one's pretty basic. You be good to them because you want them to be good to you. All right. The straight and narrow versus the broad and easy. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. All right. I'm down with self-control, restraint, and discipline. If you maintain a path that's straight and narrow as best you can, you will have a harder life, but you will probably live a larger life. If you take the easy way and don't have any moral compass, it's going to be an easy life, but it's not going to be a worthwhile life. And you won't reach the true way, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. All right, here we go with false prophets. I love YouTube, obviously, so there's a lot of them on there. Hopefully I'm not one of them. I don't feel like I am. I just read the Bible. All right, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. So they're sneaking up on you so they can prey on you. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Meaning grapes don't grow on thorn bushes. Grapes grow on grapevines. Figs don't grow on thistles. Figs grow on fig trees. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. So, in humankind, if you're serving God and trying to help fellow man, you're going to bring forth good fruit. If you're not, you're going to bring forth predatory actions, selfish behavior, things like that. Those are the evil fruits. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So, can a good tree do wrong? Oh, yes, definitely. But the fruit that they're bringing forth consistently is not evil. And the better you get at self-refinement, the easier that will get. All right. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Whereby their fruits ye shall know them. God's going to judge them. You shouldn't follow them. All right. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. So, this is still in the spirit of the false prophets, but now he's saying this is how he's going to react in the day, apparently, of judgment. That he's going to say, hey, I never knew you. You might have done those works, but the fruits you were bringing forth were evil. You worked iniquity. I never knew you. All right, the two foundations. This one's very simple, especially to explain to modern people, because every one of us has watched a Modern Marvels or something like that and talks about the foundation of the great building and it must be built on this or that. We all understand this. You build a house, you need a foundation. Your foundation needs to be attached in a manner that it's not going to move about, or that when water comes down, it's not going to erode it away and move it. So if you build your house on a rock, then you're anchored to the rock, and the rock's been there through who knows how long. So your house is sound. Well, he's saying his foundation is the rock. We need to listen to him. We need to follow his teachings, because it says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. So he's saying your life will have a better foundation because of following Jesus. But everyone that doesn't listen is basically building their foundations on sand. And that's not going to work out well. Now, it looks like the people were very impressed at these teachings, and they were astonished, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. All right, I see it like this. Probably this instance of I don't want to say humility. It's like somebody saying something when you're being taught in a manner that makes you feel like they're not 100% sure, but this is what they were taught, so they're regurgitating the information. But apparently when Jesus was talking, it was like a matter of fact. Like, this is the way it is. It's that simple. This is the way it is, y'all. You know, I came here to tell you. I came here to let you know. I'm letting you know. What you do with it is your choice. Here's what's going to happen if you are evil, don't do good. Here's what's going to happen if you're good, and here's what's going to happen if you're a fraud. Basically, I'm the one. You got to put your faith on me, and then we'll be good. All right, today's video was very long, but I really love the words in red. They're the ones that we're building our foundation on. The words in red are the rock. Everything else is descriptions of what's going on around it, or setting the stage for the words in red. After these books, all the words are black, basically, unless Jesus is being quoted somewhere. And it's all letters explaining how to be Christians to the new churches. So, we won't go as slow in those books, but the words in reds, they're the meat of what we're going to be as Christians. All right, y'all, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Remember, God loves us all. Be good to each other. Love your neighbor as yourself. Treat them like you want to be treated. The world would be so much better then.